Hey, you watching Real Talk Tho? Hi, I'm Jeff. My friends call me FA.
Who this?
All right, so I guess this is an interesting way to cap off episode 4. We're in the middle of a pandemic, but everything is shut down, and we're using I guess we're using new means of technology to get this information out. All right.
By any means necessary.
But before we start, how's it going, Who this? How are you holding up?
Well, as you can tell by the intensity of the scene in the background, you know, it's kind of spilling over. I can't handle it no more. The fact that this show's over now, and we're left to wonder if it's going to come back or not. As dramatic and as nail-biting gripping as it was throughout the whole season.
Yeah. Now, before we get in that photo, who are you? Are you Cassius or are you Jamal?
Well, I look to you for the editing and for this whole thing to go up in the first place. So I guess you're Jamal. You're to connect.
Okay.
I'm a little beefier, I guess. Pause. So I guess I'm Cassius by default.
Interesting. With this season, the way everything has played out from beginning to end, it does leave a lot of questions towards the end. Is it going to be renewed, and what's the fate of Aaron?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, even with Cassius, it's like, what's the fate of Cassius? Does he survive? Does he die? There's a lot of questions up in the air. Does he come back? Yeah. So.
Wasn't it hinted at, I think, that he survived?
Yes, it was. But then 50 posted early on that he lost most of the weight. So,
okay.
So that's why I was like, well, if he comes back, he would have to put on that weight again. Yeah. So it gives you a lot to think about. You know, because he got up to like 240 or something like that.
Yeah, he said 240.
Yeah, so yeah.
And he looked at every last pound of it too. Like, he was hefty. He was like just not fat, but just like, I hate to say, but thick. Yeah.
All in his face.
Exactly. It was all swole up. He was eating healthy.
Yeah. Now,
were you a fan of the fights throughout the show though? Like every episode, or did you catch like the little bit of like Dark Knight-ish choreography stage? Because it was like a lot of punches were missing clearly, and like zipping by faces.
I didn't see too much of like the missed punches, but I would expect that to happen. I would expect that to happen in those fights. And I don't think they're all accustomed to. I don't even think 50 is accustomed to like stage fight scenes. I think he's more used to like real fights. So, you know, yeah. So
having to talk him out of it. Yeah, having to talk him out of really swinging somebody. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But Aaron. I mean, besides fighting with his suit every time he was at court with the top button, like we referenced in the last episode too, he was definitely struggling to actually put on a fight too.
He doesn't look like the fighting type. Like he's mentioned it like throughout. Like he's more of a lover, not a fighter. You know. But in the main fight scene, I think what's important is that it solidified like his brotherhood to Jamal. Like they're loyal to each other, you know, and that's a surprise. Like I saw that they were friends throughout the season, but towards the last two, you saw like they were really friends. It wasn't that they were just cellmates, but they really cared for each other. You know? Yeah. So it was like a real brotherhood. Yeah.
Yeah, through thick and thin, those two. Surprising.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he even came out the closet for Aaron. That's crazy.
That was a big swerve because at least we were talking about that beforehand. Like, I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah.
With a name like Jamal, the last thing I think is that he'd be undercover.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, he has the blackest name possible. But you know what I give Aaron credit for is that like Jamal is such a stereotypical name, but Aaron's character, just his demeanor, the way he presents the name, but the way he says it, it doesn't come off as the typical black thing. Like, I guess he in a sense, he redefines it. You know,
Mm,
he makes it less
interesting.
stereotypical. Yeah, I guess the way he speaks, or whatever it is about his character, his formation, it doesn't make it so stereotypical.
Jamal was funny though because every time Aaron asked him for something, once they were like cool, almost brotherly like, Jamal would always have to do the double take like the guy on the block that was the lookout. And before even answering yes or
Yeah,
no, even giving a head
yeah,
nod, like,
yeah. You know what's interesting about that is I wonder how much, if they did any like method acting, like if they had to go to like
Southside.
certain prisons to see how people acted. Yeah, just to see how people acted behind the scenes. You know.
Oh, I would think so,
So
because isn't Aaron or Nicholas? I'm bad with names. Isn't he like British? I think or something or
British, yeah, he's British.
right, right.
Yeah. So his work would be probably studying, I guess, the American jail system as opposed to the way they do it over the pond, across the pond. Yeah.
Hey, you've been across the pond, I think, though. Do they have the wigs in court or whatever, or like the court jesters there, whatever? It's like stand trial.
I've never seen any of that. I mean, the way I saw it, it was pretty much just America with an accent. That's it. It's America with an accent, and then people. You know what's so funny about that is, like, you'll meet people over there and they have accents, and then they'll talk to you and say, "Oh, you have an accent." So it kind of
Yeah,
kills the whole, like, oh, the whole accent thing, because
you got an
wherever you
accent.
go,
No, you have an accent.
yeah, you have an accent. No, it's you that you have the American accent. You have an English accent. Yeah.
It's just like us. So they say, like, I don't know. I don't really think yours is too heavy compared to mine, but they always point out like our accent, but we never hear it.
Yeah, because we're so accustomed to it. Yeah.
Right.
So, but they'll look at, I guess there's the New York accent, there's the American accent, there's that Brooklyn accent. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
I
that's the
give
funny
them
thing
credit.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you know about that because you got, again, your accent isn't too heavy, but if you had to define or pick out one, you know, a Brooklyn one, you know, a Queens one, you know, a Bronx one, they differentiate
Yeah,
even amongst themselves.
exactly. I give him credit though. I give Nicholas Pienaar credit because he was able to like work with an American accent,
Oh yeah,
like act throughout an entire show over that many episodes in an American accent. That's a talent.
he did it pretty
That's a
good though
real talent.
because every time he had the bark out, Yana, I felt that, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
it was convincing
yeah,
enough.
exactly. Yeah.
Or whenever he
Now,
was confronting, the bald guy with glasses in court, I forget who he
yeah,
was in
yeah.
that. Like he'd really
He,
get
he, he
impassioned.
that guy. I give him credit too. He's a good nemesis for Aaron. He's like the sub nemesis. You
Right,
know.
right, right. Underneath the main
Yeah.
guy, the balding guy, the older guy.
Yeah. Maskins. Yeah.
Maskins, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now,
But oh sorry,
what
go ahead.
about towards the end? What about the police captain? What do you think about how his story played out?
Oh, bacon fat? Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The porker. Well,
Yeah.
he showed how fat and how sloppy he was by smuggling in, of all things besides drugs, steaks into jail. So he was eating mighty healthy. But I
Yeah.
don't. And they kind of sold that one because
Yeah.
I mean I get the position of power and the entitlement that comes with it as far as being a captain. But of all things, you're a captain in a jail, which
Yeah.
I guess is still similar ranking. But does that really mean that Cassius was that like overall powerful as he imposed himself to be, or was that guy just being a pussy the whole time?
I think him being a captain in a jail showed that he'd probably been demoted a few times. It's not as powerful as the title sounds. Because you can see, like, he really got no respect. There was no way for him to fight back. His biggest defense was that the Union would protect him. So his name and his character didn't really have much value compared to Dawkins.
Oh yeah, no comparing there, but it's just crazy to think that Cassius might have been that powerful then, because like when they were painting his backstory, he wanted to be like the dirtiest or the roughest of the prisons because he didn't see himself beyond or outside of that, like Nicholas told him at one point too.
Yeah.
So he was just like happy like a pig in shit living in the dirt. So he definitely had connects to that kind of pull to just like get what he wanted. But then, like you pointed out at some point too to me, it's really just him being like the inside puppet for Maskins, if anything, too.
Yeah. He was just a dog that was let off his leash, and then
right. He was a pit bull. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. You know, he was there to destroy the warden, so that Maskins could get elected, and that was pretty much it. You know.
Right, and so, I guess the captain knew that, if anything, too. So why bother?
I don't know. Did he know that? Did he know that that's what Dawkins was there to do? Because I don't even think he was even aware. Like he was lusted down the line of power and information. He didn't really,
right. He was right beneath. Yeah, you're right. He was right beneath actually knowing like what mattered to him too, or what concerned him.
He just got caught up in the whole situation, because everything that he was working on that was like really under the radar kind of got heightened when Dawkins came in. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because he could have continued smuggling his drugs, and it really wouldn't have mattered, because Wild Bill wasn't going to talk.
Right.
You know?
Oh no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't bullying anyone the way Cassius was. You know, they were all flying under the radar.
Right, he was quiet as kept. He was like just low key, like running things too.
Yeah.
But he played his part well too, because that guy that played Wild Bill, when I saw him the first time, whenever he showed up on the show, I recognized him as being the bad guy from Blue Streak, actually. For some reason he had like a French accent, so I remember him being like real bougie and a real dick, if anything. So he played that well, but now this time he's a Nazi, or I'm sorry, Aryan Brotherhood, whatever they call themselves.
Yeah.
What do you think would be? Did you see? What do you think would be more annoying, the head of the Aryan Brotherhood, or like a really bougie turned evil Frenchman?
What would be more annoying?
Yeah, like annoying to have to hear talk.
Well, I think being around the head of like an Aryan Brotherhood, that would be a more annoying. You know, because you wouldn't really respect a French gangster that much, because the accent is not that intimidating, right? Did you ever see the movie Money Talk?
Who was that with?
It's with Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker.
I seen it. I don't remember it that well, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
There was a guy who played like this Frenchman, and he was supposed to be like this evil guy, but you really couldn't take him seriously because the accent was just so funny.
Oh, like the stereotypical one, like hey, I want to chop off your pinky or whatever.
Exactly. So it wasn't that. Yeah. But Wild Bill was taken out.
Yeah, crazy.
He was the one that really was. He got killed, and just by sticking his head into something that didn't concern him, like he just wanted to get revenge on Cassius, and then he was taken out. You know.
Was he the one hitting the head with the weight plate, or?
Yeah, he was hitting the head by Cassius's guy.
Oh no, I'm sorry. He was like demolished almost. He was like
Yeah,
beaten in the dust.
he had his skull crushed.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, going back to the captain, I'd say he deserved it because he kind of just caved in too easy without even like a fighter. I mean, yeah, I get he's scared. Like Cassius came after his family directly, threatened them and all that too.
Yeah.
But he took the coward's way out.
Oh
I
yeah.
think he knew already. So like, why bother at that point?
Yeah. Because I can think of like there probably would have been like many other alternatives. You know, there could have been like he could have found ways to protect his family. You know, there are things that he could have done. He could have called backup. I mean, he is a cop, so he would have to know some people to look out for him.
Yeah.
But you know,
Or at least like witness protection, something like that, at least.
I mean, even looking into Wild Bill, I'm sure Wild Bill would have to have contacts on the outside.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, there's some of that that's like, if he wanted to, but that probably shows that he really had no say or no power at all too.
True, and he just happened to get caught up of all things in that too.
Yeah.
I guess in that sense you could feel bad for him, kinda a little bit, but then, you knew already. You could have said something at least.
Yeah. Now the warden, her efforts. I mean, I think that was the toughest thing to see, is that I mean she kind of lost a lot.
Yeah.
I think she lost everything. I think even her wife is either planning to break up with her, or I think they broke up towards the end. Because after she lost the election, she was like, well, I don't know how we can repair this. So
good
because
point.
she was up against Maskins. Maskins wins. I think she's probably she's not only out of a job, but she's out of a relationship too.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I remember right. It's some episodes she was saying basically, once I get in, then we'll do everything you want or have plans, pretty much. Which is right now, calm down.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like she got anything. I think she lost the most, from what I can tell.
Damn, that sucks. You lose your job and you lose that pussy.
right, exactly. And then
give me one or the other.
Even all of the effort, all of the work that she did, like by the end, all of the progress that she made within the prison system, all of that was pretty much destroyed because the old warden comes back. So it's like it just wipes everything out.
Yeah, the old warden is like the mashup of what's that guy's name? The cook from Hell's Kitchen and what's his name? Liam Neeson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's got Gordon Ramsay's hair and then like Liam Neeson's like jawline.
Yeah. That was tough. He's gonna come back and he's gonna have, if season 2 is approved of, he's gonna be on Aaron's tail, because it was Aaron that got him out of there in the first place.
Yeah, and I was crazy to see how that played out too when they did that flashback episode.
Yeah, so he's gonna have Aaron's gonna have a lot of trouble in his hands.
Yeah. I was so surprised to see, though. I mean, I guess it makes sense with his story being told, but when they did the flashback of how he started with that warden and then ended up actually getting him out of his power, that took like 8-9 years almost, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
And having to put up with all that day in, day out.
And he had to like bring all of the different groups within the system to mobilize to get him out of there.
Yeah.
So
you can't even do that out here in the streets. How are you going to do that in prison, let alone?
Exactly. And now what's so interesting is that if he gets labeled as a snitch, if people start to believe that within the system, all of the work that he's done, his reputation is shot too.
It goes to shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot that can happen going into next season to see how he bounces back.
Yeah, and And it was crazy, like I was telling you too, about that very last scene of the last episode too, where he's literally in the middle of the yard with
Yeah,
all the new inmates circling around him like sharks would bait or chum in the ocean too.
yeah,
It was like so symbolic of like, well, he's neck deep in it now, and of all people, he's got like the guy dangling the lure that absolutely wants to see him dead,
yep.
and not just
Yeah,
dead, but just like
he has
devoured.
him. Yeah, and then even the only way for him to actually survive would be like if he makes a deal with the devil, because he would have
Oh,
to
right.
accept Maskin's deal to survive. Not only that, uh, if he does, he won't be able to practice law. So he's in a tough situation. He's in a tough
Oh,
situation
yeah.
within the jail system, and yeah, he's in the shits.
And on
Yeah.
top of that, threatening to
So
do something to his
there's
wife and kid and grandkid too, keeping tabs on
yeah.
them.
So there's a lot. You know, I think it was a good ending to the season. It's not one cliffhanger. There's many cliffhangers within that story. You know, there's a
Yeah,
lot. You know.
that's a good thing too. It plays out in his favor to like season 2 being more developing into what, like maybe how everybody alongside Aaron, not just Aaron himself, like kind of takes it all in too. Because then we're up to date now, if anything, right, with the story, or and not up to
Yeah.
date. But I mean, like almost to the point where it makes sense. Something breaks through, hopefully, or he got his what's it called, the retrial. I mean,
He gets the retrial. His friendship with the what's light skinned guy's name?
Jamal.
Not Jamal. The
The
guy that's with his wife.
oh, Darius. No,
Darius. Yeah, Darius.
okay.
Darius. Yeah, Darius. They seem to kind of like have that relationship repaired a bit, because he wished them luck, and he was like, "Oh, you should come." He invited them to the court. So yeah, man, I just see a lot of things. I really hope that it is renewed, because it'll only increase the dramatics for the second season. There's so
Yeah.
many ways you can go with that story,
Oh yeah.
and now he's a grandfather, so he has not only a fight to save his life, but he has a fight to get close to his family, because now his daughter's growing up, but he also has a grandchild that he can build a relationship to. So there's a lot there.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna teach the grandkid how to like wear his first suit to church or something like that. They're
That's
both gonna struggle with the top button.
just don't do it like me. Don't struggle with your suit like me. I've been struggling with this all my life. This
I've
is
been
how you
through
do it.
prison with this button.
Yeah,
I gotta save you from that struggle.
I don't want to see you struggle like I did. When you get a suit, this is what you do. Yeah,
You do the top button first and then the bottom one. Don't
yeah,
do it like I did. I learned the hard
exactly.
way.
And stay away from gray suits, because that's a lifetime scar, man. Get you navy blue, get you a black suit or something.
Get you a tailor while you had it too.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's important. I think he has a lot of advice that he's going to be willing. He's going to want to give.
He's a
Yeah.
savvy man.
Yeah.
But going back to Darius briefly, I guess maybe we can just kind of recap on like who our favorite characters were, who we saw develop the most. Because at least Darius, he ended up being like, you know, stick by you, you know, thick and thin kind of guy. I was surprised because he did admit he loved like the wife. Then you wonder from how long, like that one friend that really, really likes a girl, waiting for you to
Yeah.
slip up and then just creep in. But then he still kind of genuinely, it seems like, had Aaron's interest at heart too, which is surprising.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think that line when he said that he loved her from the beginning, I think that shouldn't have been a part of his character, because it takes so much away from him. Because we see that it was the wife that pursued him. He wasn't the one that pursued her. So
yeah,
the fact for him to say that is like, it doesn't really add up. It doesn't add up for him to like, you were really in, it doesn't add up. The wife, you see the wife
good point.
pursued him. and he's always remained loyal. He's always found a way to remain loyal to Aaron. I think he's probably Aaron's most trusted friend on the outside.
Yeah, he's free Jamal.
Yeah, he's free Jamal, exactly. Yeah,
But yeah, like he always had that kind of dopey face, though. I guess the light skinned guys always have. I can relate kind of.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So I think his character is not the typical friend on the outside. Usually, if we were to see him as a negative, he would have to be the one that just quickly went after Aaron's wife, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah. I mean, I know that was a big thing on Twitter, at least. Like every time an episode aired, like they'd always point out Darius being the snake and like slithering around trying to get in good with Joy and everything. I don't blame him, but he was there.
Yeah, but he's not really the snake type.
No, he just happened to be there, and like you said, she was pursuing him, letting him in, and all that. Gave him the right.
Yeah. The judge, the black judge, I thought towards the end he kind of got what he wanted out of Aaron, because the first time they went up, Aaron was before him. He wanted Aaron to have a stronger case.
Yeah.
When he was representing the Muslim guy. I think this time around, even though he knew that the judge had something against him, he knew he had to step up his game. He was able to hold his own. And I think that was one of the redeeming factors of the judge, is that he wanted Aaron to be a better lawyer, and this time around for his retrial, he kind of he stepped it up.
Yeah, it was tough love the first time they met, kind of, which threw me off because it seemed like he would be the one of all of them to sympathize the most with Aaron, at least, or give him a chance.
Yeah.
But he ended up being the harsher one.
But I guess it's always him having to protect his reputation as being the black judge. He has to protect himself.
True.
And that's what it is. Yeah.
I wonder how that is in real life, though. Like, when you're not the, I guess, stereotypical judge that's like older, white, whatever, that's like respected and heralded. How it is for you if you're the black judge, the female judge, the minority judge, like if there's like ribbing, if there's like stuff between them as well, they got to put up with.
I would guess that's the case. I think you always walk around with that chip on your shoulder. Being the standout, you always have more to prove. You have to prove that you deserve to be there. You can't really grant too many favors because there's always people gunning for your spot and all that stuff. You pretty much get it on all angles. So yeah.
That was cool though. At least like the second time around, he did insist on a stronger case, which he got right out of Aaron.
Yeah,
but he also didn't. He also wasn't made to be looked like an example or like somebody doing him a favor.
Exactly.
He made him step his game up.
And that's good. That's good for Aaron because it's really, I think the audience wanted that favor, but you can't. It's really there's nothing given. There's nothing. You really got to earn it. So he earned it.
He did.
He put in a lot of work. Yeah. And you got to give him credit. He's not only tough as a lawyer, but he had the guts to stand up to. He had the guts to stand up to Cassius.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Jamal took the lethal blow, I guess, initially, but still, Aaron did step up and like chase that, which I was surprised too when he saw the note from Jamal, how he knew immediately to go to the yard, if anything, to look for him. Well, that's a smart guy right there.
That shows you that. I think that shows you the strength of the friendship. But Jamal, the thing about his character is he literally came out the closet to the prison system just to protect his friend. Like he went to the ultimate extreme. Like he pretty much went on a suicide mission.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if Aaron doesn't come out, he dies.
Yeah.
chances are Cassius would kill him. So he took that risk just to save Aaron. That's powerful. That's really powerful. I think that and the fact that the other guy who killed Wild Bill for Cassius, I think those are some interesting points when it comes to friendship. You know, like he was really willing. While Cassius was fighting off other people, he's like, "Whoa, it's time for me to go after this guy. Let me go after Wild Bill," and he took him out. You know, those are some interesting scenes.
Oh yeah, and he did it, of course, for Cassius. Like, I don't think he would have on his own will, but I guess Cassius would want me to, so why not do it while I'm here, kind of thing.
Exactly. He's a good soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So there's some. I mean, that fight scene it revealed a lot. And the other thing, I mean, even with Wild Bill, it showed you that he wasn't that strong of a leader.
No.
He sent his guys out to fight, but he didn't lift up a hand. They were getting their ass beat, and he didn't do nothing.
He was sitting on the lunch table, right?
Yeah. He didn't put any work. You know, I think he deserved to die. You know, because
he did get lucky. He got some like goons to work for him anyway. Like, they weren't really gonna like protest or like try to under-scheme him, if anything.
Yeah, but it's, you know, when you think of being strong and having your own gang, the only way for the people to respect you is you got to be able to put in that work yourself. And you can tell like that wasn't his character. Like he wasn't really a fighter. So, you know, I think he deserved that. He wasn't protecting his people.
Yeah, he didn't seem too particularly bright either. He just seemed to be like lucky enough again to find like people dumber than him to like convince to do his work for him.
Pretty much. I mean, I think that's what it is. That could even show you why the police captain was so easily controlled by Cassius. Was that he never really was working with someone that was strong, that made him, that kept him on his toes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because Cassius came in immediately, was to bully everybody. So
yeah, you know, you would think, having been there for so long, that the police captain would have a way of handling some of that situation, but they were all taken off guard. You know.
Yeah, he was immediately yes sir to Cassius, everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then what about I know he wasn't like too big a focus, but what about the blackguard, the one that was like questioning the captain the whole time too? It seemed like he tried to do stuff, but he wasn't really like too involved either. Like, it's not really involved with me, so who cares? Kind
of thing. There was this scene where the way he saw it was, he was going to wait to see. He was kind of like Barack Obama during the Democratic election. He was like, I'm not going to endorse anybody. I'm going to see who's the last man standing. So he was just waiting to see who was going to stand, if it was going to be Cassius or Wild Bill. And that's where he was going to make his move. And that was smart on his part, because he was so accustomed to working with Wild Bill. He wasn't going to be disloyal, because that would be death to him. So he just let them find it out. You know?
True.
That was kind of a smart move.
He was like, what do you call it? Like Sweden in all this.
Yeah. Good moves. I think it was a good move on his part.
Yeah. Smart to stay out of it.
His family wasn't affected like the captain was. He was able to communicate with the prisoners, different from the captain. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like there's a supervisor, there's the guy in charge that no one likes or no one deals with, and then his lackey underneath that actually does the work for him and like can get along with everybody.
Exactly. So now with the police captain being out of there, there's still room for him next season. So he'll be able to, and I think he had an interaction with the warden, because the warden figured out that he was a part of the whole drug thing. So now he's gonna be under the old warden. So I mean, I think things won't be easy for him. He survived, but he won't unless the female warden comes back, then he's safe. If the old warden stays in, then he doesn't have a shot.
Right, he won't really reap the benefits. He's gonna be under the lens, if anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and bad enough for him, the warden definitely looks like he says the N-word like when no one's looking.
Oh yeah. I think he says it when people are looking. I don't think people would dare question him. I don't think he cares. He's like really hard-nosed, old school white guy. Like he doesn't play. You know. I think he would be like if Dawkins comes back, he would probably be the only person that can deal with him and not be intimidated.
Ooh, that'd be good to see, actually, though.
Yeah,
how they confront each other.
Yeah, because I don't know if Dawkins would be able to intimidate him. You know,
not easily, at least. No.
Because remember what we were saying. It's that Cassius is like he thinks he has power, but he was just sent there just to do a job. So his power is what it is, but he does. There are still people that are above him that can control him the way they want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who's taking over his leash since he's, like you said, the dog, the pit bull, for hire.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's there's a lot there. You watching Real Talk Tho? Hi, I'm Jeff. My friends call me F.A.
Who this? How do you feel about the daughter overall? I mean, maybe we can just touch before ending anything like on Joy and the daughter, because Joy was interesting as far as like what you said, everything with Darius, like she kind of let him on and kind of opened the door for him to come through when, you know, Aaron was out the picture, I guess.
Yeah.
A woman has her needs, I guess, and she's a fine local woman. Why not? Why wouldn't you take advantage? But then also the daughter really grew too, because there was that one episode focused on her running away from home because mom wouldn't tell her anything and took it upon herself to actually go there and like see what's good with dad and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she kind of like sparked things up, because when everything didn't look like it was working in Aaron's favor, she used what millennials know. She hit the web. You know, she used Facebook, she used social media, and she gave him a following. You know, and I think that's powerful. That shows you how things are done today. That if you want something done, you gotta get it done through social media. She did what the father didn't know how to do, the lawyers didn't know how to do, the mom didn't know how to do. She used what she knew, and it worked. You know, so I think her character developed too. You know, there's a lot that you can get. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's the only real one that kept hope alive from like day one, regardless.
Oh yeah.
Always talking about when he gets out, when he's, you know, free of this and everything too. Like really just putting it out there.
And then even towards the end, I mean, once she has the child, she gives Aaron something even stronger to fight for. It's not now I mean, whether he stays with the wife or not, but now he has a daughter and a grandchild. So that's even more power. That's even more motivation to fight for something. I don't think he would allow anyone to kill him or get the best of him because of that.
Oh no, and I forget, did she name him after Aaron too, or?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I think the child's named Aaron Jr. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Isn't that kind of, well, at least in Aaron's case, the story playing out like it did, he ended up, you know, with a clean name per se, name slate after all this is done. But usually, isn't that bad if like you got a record and you name your son or grandkid after you exactly the same, and like that still kind of mix up goes out there too?
Yeah.
Or guilty by association, I mean.
That is the case. But that depends on how the next season turns out. Like if he's able to work his case and get the retrial, then his victory benefits the grandchild.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, because now you have this black guy that fights for his freedom, gets this victory. Of course, it makes the grandson even stronger. If he loses, then it's the opposite. Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that would suck. Like, oh, my granddad was a lawyer in jail. Of course he lost. Sucker.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But if it's the opposite, then it's different. Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
The main question though,
Yeah. Sorry.
does it get renewed for a second season?
You want to take that first, or want me to go first?
I think ABC has to renew it.
Has to.
The reason is that slot, that Tuesday 10 o'clock slot has been tough for the network.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a hard time keeping shows in that time slot. But now with everything that's happening, if they can build up that drama, they'll be able to I guess strengthen that time slot, because that's where they're not doing well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what. I think there are some other shows that are on at that time on the other networks, but they need something strong, and I think I would hope that they keep it. They canceled this other show that I like, so I hope this is the way for making up for it.
What show was that?
You ever saw Whiskey Cavalier?
I've heard of it.
It was canceled after one season, but it was on ABC. It starred the guy that was on Scandal, Scott Foley,
Mm-hmm.
and the black kid from Everybody Hates Chris was on there. It was like a spy show. It was a good show, but they canceled it.
Oh, okay.
It was a good show, so we'll see.
I really, yeah, no, I really liked it. I mean, obviously we were both hooked enough to like, I mean, it doesn't matter who did, but like we both put each other onto the show. We started watching for the fact that it's, executive produced by 50. That was engaging enough for me.
Yeah.
It just helped that the show I felt was actually good throughout and dramatic and had its high points and, tensity throughout every episode.
Yeah.
My only critique of the show would probably be, maybe because I'm an old head, would be the music choices as far as what they used.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but it was like, it would have helped in this case to get it maybe licensing, like something better known that would have been more appropriate, I guess. That's me. But otherwise, yeah, I'd love to see this back for season 2.
Yeah.
Can't leave us hanging like they did right now. So it's got to come back, hopefully.
Yeah. 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 The music choice was interesting. Like at one point they had a Pop Smoke record on there. They had Welcome to the Party for when they introduced Cassius's character. Yeah.
Which oddly enough, if you remember, sorry, but if you remember, oddly enough, it coincided with when Pop Smoke passed. Of course, rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I don't think 50 has control over the music like he did on Power. He mentioned that in an interview, because you don't hear any of his music on the show. So I guess because it's ABC, they have a different person responsible for the music. So yeah, but that's a good point though. That is a good point.
I mean, hopefully, if it does come back for season 2, or there's already one produced, we're just waiting to get the green light for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if licensing music does anything with the budget. Maybe, hopefully, they get a bigger one to do that too.
If it gets renewed, then yeah, that's the case. A bigger budget. Yeah. Yeah. And then they would probably, I guess, do something different music-wise. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, call it selfish, but I'd like to hear at some point, maybe instead of playing it for Cassius, they play it for Aaron, like Hustle's Ambition or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least something cheesy for like the season 2 premiere trailer, or teaser for season 2 first episode, something like that. He's in the
Yeah.
courtroom all struggling with the button. He's got
Yeah.
Hustle's ambition going on too, like, and a hustle.
Yeah, I think then they'll have people like focusing on it. So I think that's something that people are not really that we need to focus on, is that how much he struggles with his suit. I don't think it's being highlighted enough. Maybe that's something like for the next season, like they really need to get him a bigger suit.
Yeah, instead of
Yeah.
being so European cut like that one was, because I don't know if he got like, or like they say, some people get big in the yard, but like actually get swelled up, so maybe he just like do too many pull-ups because his lats were like kind of out here.
Yeah.
So that might be the culprit, lifting up the suit so much that the top buttons a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did it to himself.
They should have gave him a prison suit or something. I don't know. One of those big floppy suits or whatever. Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask if Maskins could give me one of his suits, at least for the court presently, so I can fit.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Did we cover everything?
I think we got it all.
Yeah. For the most part, it looks like we did. There is the former senator that was working with Aaron on his case.
Oh, right.
I think he's definitely important to Aaron's success. Like he goes to bat because he was working on the other side.
Yeah.
He was working on the other side, and it's because of his work and Maskin's work that a lot of people were wrongfully convicted, and now he's undoing the work that he did. So,
that was good to see. Like that guy. Like I always remember, like the type of guy he is reminds me of that one white girl from the Malcolm X movie. She approaches him on the steps going into some lecture. She's like, "Oh, what can I do to make you forgive white people?" It's like, you can't, or something like that.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
So like fast forward. Now you have a person that's actually doing the work. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think we got it, man. This is real talk. I'm Jeff. My friends call me F.A.
Who this?
Yeah, we're rooting for season 2.
Two. Yeah. Season 2. Because we've been in our fields, at least I'm speaking for myself. I don't know how you get, because you got God on your side, literally. So you don't got to worry like that. You just clutch your rosary tight and all that and pray to the Bible, hoping that Aaron gets through. Please, God, not Aaron.
I'm still. I found the rosary with the gun, so I'm likely getting it. Once
you might. You have to.
I need a season 2. If ABC approves season 2, I'm getting my rosary with the gun on it.
You got to make sure when you pray, though, all the beads are inside your palms, but the gun's sticking out prominently.
Of course, just in case someone tries to interrupt my prayer, I got my hand on my piece.
You see this? God's got his eye on you. I got my scope on you. What you want?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, is God nothing more than just like a universally huge like sniper? He's got us all in his eyesight.
That's something. Yeah, God sees all. He knocks off who he needs to knock off.
Now you're making him sound like a mob boss. Like, all right, you lived enough. You're going boom.
Gotta go. Time to go. Yeah. God puts in work sometimes. Yeah, he has his shooters. He has his hitters.
But then sometimes you got to get it dirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I think we got everything covered, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.